Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Here we have the Marvel GamerVerse Spider-Man Miles Morales GameStop exclusive cloaked version of Miles Morales himself. Again, this is a GameStop exclusive, so big shout out to my buddy Quinn up in Canada. Canada GameStop has already received it. I think here in the US it's expected around December, but my buddy Quinn was kind enough to actually get 2 of these shipped out to me, so I really appreciate you, Quinn. You've always been the biggest help. Again, thank you. But this one is awesome. I got the regular version from the Armadillo Wave, and I'm very happy with this one. And shout out to all the people that reached out to me. The fact that mine has 2 left arms, so as you can see there, you know, it's the left arm where you have that suit design portion there. Unfortunately, so I'll need to get a replacement of this, but it's nice to have both of these versions to Miles Morales, so I'm excited. And this one is GameStop exclusive. That's what it should be. Not everyone's going to want the cloaked version, the translucent plastic version of this figure. So the fact that it's an exclusive, that's really the way to go, and I think it's pretty awesome. Unlike the GamerVerse Advanced to PS4 Spider-Man, where this figure was a GameStop exclusive from the very beginning. I get it, video game figure for a video game, exclusive to GameStop, but I wish it would have been more widely available. But it is what it is. So here we have Spider-Man. We have all the same exact accessories that comes with this Miles Morales. The only difference is the translucent color or translucent plastic that they use. The hands actually look to be about the same, maybe a slightly different shade of yellow, but they're essentially the same. So yeah, let's get right to it. So here we got GamerVerse. Doesn't say Marvel Legends on the packaging. We get some cloaked artwork of Miles Morales on the side there. It looks really cool. Here on the back, we get a product shot of the figure itself. The bio reads, "Forging his own path, Miles Morales discovers explosive new powers." And I don't know if that was the same bio that they used for the other. It is not the same bio, so that is pretty cool. So I'm excited for this one. Let's just get right to it and open it up. And yeah, it does not actually say Marvel Legends. Oh, in the corner it says Marvel Legends there. So let's open it up. Okay, so here is the translucent cloaked Miles Morales figure out of the package. And this one's a lot of fun. The translucent plastic, it just kind of adds a little bit more fun to it. You know, a lot of times in the game, you would have to use the power for certain levels to do certain things to get through some of those missions and things. So it makes sense that they would do this. So it'd be crazy to think that Hasbro would create a brand new body mold, 100%, and not take every advantage that they could for the figure. Of course they were going to do more than one version. You know, the Advanced Suit Spider-Man from the PS4 Spider-Man game, it didn't have to do anything like that because it was a reused body mold. Not a single thing of that figure was new, unfortunately. You know, I think if they were to do a new mold now, they'd probably do a couple of different versions. Maybe if in the game, the Advanced Suit, there was minor things, maybe a battle damage or slight color adjustments or whatever the case may be. But, you know, with this Miles Morales being 100% new sculpt, you know, this sort of thing was bound to happen. But along with the translucent Miles Morales, is the accessories are all the exact same. So we can take a closer look at them. So here we have, again, those 2 like electric Venom Sting powered up hands, and these look really cool. They're done in a yellow color, and again, the yellow is a little different, so it's a little bit darker. So this one is the one that came with the regular version. This is the new one there. So just a little bit darker, not a whole lot different there. We get the thwipping hands, as you can see there. We get the 2 fists. And then we have the 2 open hands. And yes, these ones still are big, but for whatever reason, they don't look as big in the translucentness, but they are still, I think, too large for the hand. Even, you know, after looking at it more and more and thinking about it, they're still too big. But yeah, there we go. It looks really good. But now let's take a closer look at the Miles figure. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Miles Morales figure. So one thing that the regular version, you know, obviously had the painted web lines red. This one does not get any painted web lines, and rightfully so. But one thing that they did do was to highlight some of the key areas of the suit. So some of the line work, so like the red lines, not the web lines, but the red lines, we get this frosted paint look there over the spider logo, and then like here on the arm as well. we get some of that. And then on the knees, we also get that as well. So that is actually kind of cool. It kind of helps highlight some of those things of his suit. So I like it. And then I did check. I do have a right arm here and a left arm here. So this one's already better than that other one. But then we also get the frosted color for the lenses. But it looks really good. And then one thing that this translucent look does is because there's no paint. So like the web lines is why this one comes out really noticeable. But like the break in the neck that you could see there, it's because it breaks up the paint that you would have seen. But because there's no paint on this guy, it actually hides it really well. I still don't like it, but I don't see it nearly as much on this version. So I can kind of get over it, but it does still suck. Now, in translucent plastic, Hasbro, the Fortnite guys, had said Ripley is going to be the first translucent figure to have pinless joints. Now, Surtur had pinless joints, and he was translucent. Iceman... Oh, Iceman didn't have pinless, did it? There were some other figures, and I can't remember them now. I kind of lose my mind as we go over some of those things. But, you know, this guy is translucent, and he's completely pinless. So we can kind of see how the joint is in there. I don't actually know how it's put together. I will never take it apart. I'm not a customizer. And I think customizers, I've heard some folks say that they don't like it because they can't take it apart, so then they can't do customizations and things like that. So that's unfortunate. But it is kind of interesting to see kind of how all of that works. And it looks pretty similar to the ones that aren't pinless. It's just, you know, this one happens to be pinless. Oh, and the spider logo on the back also has that frosted paint color. But yeah, it just looks really good. And then I like that, you know, looking at it, you could still see like the textured detail of the figure in the translucentness. And that kind of actually helps to highlight like the... make it almost like a kind of blurry in a sense, if that makes sense. You know, when in the game, you know, you see the outline, the silhouette that he's there. You know he's there, so this kind of gives off that same look, and I really like it. I think it came out looking really, really nice. But one thing that I guess would be kind of weird is when you do these energy effects, but I guess it makes sense, right? Even in the game, if you're cloaked and you're using it, right, you would still kind of show some of those electric blasts, you know, kind of coming out. But, you know, you see that little yellow peg through his wrist, but that's almost like, you know, the power surging through him a little bit, and it kind of works out. But I still think that looks really, really nice. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the articulation. So if you've seen my Miles Morales GamerVerse video, you already know the articulation. But here he can look down that much. He can look up that much there. You get a lot of pivot going on in there, and then a full rotation, of course. Shoulder, you can get to go up that high there. Yeah, not really a whole lot, but basically out, almost straight out. You get a full rotation in there. You have a butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back somewhat. You can get it to come forward a little bit, not a whole lot. It's definitely more going back there. You have an upper bicep swivel in there. You get a double jointed elbow, if I could work that elbow like so. It looks pretty good. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. They have the standard horizontal hinge. You have an ab crunch, so you can crunch forward that much. You can crunch back that much. You have a waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart, so crazy splits you can do. You can kick forward that much. The leg actually does go back a little bit. You have an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee, like so. That works really well. Foot hinges down all the way. A little bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So the exact same to the regular release in Wave from the Armadillo Build-A-Figure. But he looks really nice. Okay, so here's a proper side-by-side. So we have the PS4 Spider-Man and then the Miles Morales PS5, the two different versions there. And I'm really liking these GamerVerse figures, aside from the Avengers one. I mean, a couple of the Iron Mans were pretty good, but I would still love to see more and more GamerVerse figures for the Spider-Man games. We need some of the villains, like give us a Rhino. That thing would be insane. They would have to make it really large. And I don't know if they would make it red for the Miles Morales game or if they went with the original version. But I want some of the damn villains for these figures to go up against. I think that would be awesome. But I'm really loving these GamerVerse figures, and I'm very happy with the way these two came out. Even though I have a bad arm on that one, the figure still looks really good. While I was disappointed with the neck and a couple of things like that and the size of the hands, I still overall really do like the figure. This translucent cloaked version is just so much fun to kind of mess around with and play with. I'm very happy with the way that one came out. So you guys let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on the translucent figure. Okay, and that is my review of the GameStop exclusive translucent cloaked version of Miles Morales from the Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5 game. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure, how you think it came out. What did you think of the game? Did you enjoy it? How excited are you for the next game, Spider-Man 2? I'm extremely excited, and I think this figure came out really good. I actually having more fun with the translucent version than the regular release from the Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave, but it still makes me more and more mad and jealous that the Advanced Suit Spider-Man didn't get, you know, a unique sculpt. And I'm sure when the second game comes out, Hasbro will realize, and hopefully Marvel will take action into this, because I'm sure, you know, the collaborative effort from everyone is to make sure that we get a figure for it, and hopefully at the time that the figure releases, as opposed to way after, because the Miles Morales game at this point came out over a year ago, right? Or damn near a year ago, because the PS5 launched in what, October or November, whenever it was. So almost a year ago. Hopefully we actually get a figure that comes out at launch, like same day, game comes out, figure comes out. That would be awesome, and I would love to see that happen, but who knows. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.